Where are the best beaches in the country? Is Manila any fun? Why do we put ice on cold beer? Time to answer those kinds of questions. Done in Philippine English, we dive into the quirks and what works in Philippine travel. This is Tropik Banter.
Thanks, Kim, and welcome to Tropik Banter. My name is Bryan Ocampo, and I'm here today with my two lovely guests coming from the Philippines. Mr. Ceniza.
Hi, everyone.
And our very special guest today, we imported him from the United Kingdom, Mr. Alex Shepard.
Good to be here.
So, hi guys, welcome to Tropik Banter. Today, we're going to talk about the English language in the Philippines. First of all, just a background about in the English language in the Philippines, contrary to what other people have been saying, because Manila was occupied by the British in 1762 and 1764. So for a time, Manila was under British occupation, but it doesn't mean that the English language was propagated at that time. It was during the American colonial period that we started putting out schools. That's when we started to learn English, and it's not the British English. Alex, maybe you can introduce yourself to our listeners.
So I work for Audley Travel,
Right.
And we work with Intas to fulfill our trips and look after our clients in country. I guess my main job is to meet the clients, learn about what they want to do, and design the perfect trip for them. And yeah.
Do you specialize? Am I correct? You specialize in the Philippines and other countries?
Yeah, I do most of Southeast Asia.
Ooh.
I do Myanmar, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, and the Philippines.
Okay, so this will become an interesting podcast now because,
It's an interesting comparison for sure.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
So I've also brought along Mr. Ceniza because Patty has been guiding with Intas for years, and of course he uses the English language, and maybe we will also share later his experiences in the field with this English-speaking guests. So where do you think the Philippines fare among the Southeast Asian countries when it comes to the use of the language?
In terms of spoken English, it's kind of by far top. I mean, it's the official language of the country, right? Everyone, nearly everyone that you meet speaks it.
Even in the most farthest areas?
Well, I guess there it can be more challenging, but still, you're not with the support of Intas and guides, and being in touristic places where that are used to hospitality and used to Westerners, you are not going to have any trouble understanding.
But I think there are also differences, right? Because we use American English and you guys, are like British English. Is it really that distinct, or you can still go through?
I don't think you make a big deal of
Is
American
it?
English, but it's. I think what's really interesting about the Philippines is that everyone is proud of all of their heritage, all of their multi-heritage, all of their influences from everywhere, and they're proud to speak English. And they're constantly, when you speak to locals, they want to learn, they want to practice, they want to kind of learn. I was talking to a lady today about accents and regional accents. Not only in the Philippines, but I was sort of telling her where I come from in England. You can go 10 miles and 10 kilometers, sorry, and start to hear the accent change. And she was fascinated by this. I'm saying, well, look, it's a smaller island. We're a smaller place, so you're going to see that.
But sometimes I had difficulty deciphering because of the accent, because sometimes it's too thick, man. I mean, the northern accent and you have southern accent.
That's what I was saying. I was saying that I can't understand my own countrymen sometimes because the accents can be so broad. So, that's just the world. That's.
Well, Patty, since you've brought around British passengers or English-speaking passengers in general, what the statement goes that everybody speaks English here. Is it really true?
Well, in the strictest sense of the word, everyone does speak English, but in terms of the proficiency and then the range of vocabulary, there's a big difference, between the big cities that we visit as well compared to the small towns. Everyone can speak, but the depth of the vocabulary, you will see the difference.
So, like, for example, you need to use like basic words if you go far as you can from going to a remote place. No?
Yes, that's correct. So, for example, if you go to Batad in Banawe, in the northern Philippines, you will tend to speak a little bit slower. Even I do, with the guests, to local people. So simpler words, and then slowly as well. But sometimes life surprises you. You meet farmers who have PhD in English in Batad who were educated in the States. So that's that.
I think the thing about this country is it really surprises people. In your travels in the Philippines, what's one thing that surprised you when it comes to the use of the English language? Top of mind.
Wow, that's a tough question. I think the vocabulary and certain ways of saying things and knowing particular classic phrases. We were just joking about Ron Burgundy as we were warming up, and I was saying "How now, brown cow," and you launched into copying Ron Burgundy. All these influences are very current in the Philippines. It's like people are exposed. We're exposed to a lot of the same things, in terms of influences and things that make us laugh.
I agree. Like, for example, the pop music, especially when you do karaoke, you get surprised that Filipinos can also copy an accent.
That's correct.
Parroting the accent and passing it off as like a legit, no? Celine Dion perhaps, or Luciano Pavarotti or something. No, not Pavarotti, but like somebody who really speaks like a heavy English accent, and
And you guys, practice karaoke a lot more than we do.
It's a serious sport here.
It's a serious sport. Yeah. Sometimes
karaoke is serious.
Sometimes it gets you killed here. Like there's this song called
My Way.
My Way. No?
Right.
So, for the benefit of our listeners, so in the Philippines, there's this song called "My Way" by Frank Sinatra, and it's like the one of those songs that will get you either killed or stabbed. There's like a New York Times Wikipedia entry about that. You can look it up, no? My Way killings. And it shows there that, incidents in, for example, the province called Cavite. No, I have friends in Cavite. In the province of Cavite, like, they recorded, like, people, getting stabbed after singing My Way. And they dissected the lyrics, because if you think about it, it's a song of defiance. I did it my way. No?
You're talking about locals, yeah?
Locals,
not tourists.
No.
Tourists, you're saying.
We can do that later, Alex. So after this, we will go to a karaoke bar on November 2 to see if there's something open. We can probably release our inner Celine Dion.
Not Frank.
Celine Dion. When was the first time that you visited the Philippines?
It's nearly 10 years now, so I think it was 9 years, 2015.
2015.
Yeah.
And what was your first impression back then? Because obviously, like when you before coming into the country, you read up a lot of things, and what was your first impression?
Look, what I find really interesting is that your strapline has the word quirk in it. Because that is how I describe the Philippines.
Oh,
in so many ways, it's so many quirky combinations, influences, collisions of culture. The original Asian influence, Chinese coming off the coast of Taiwan, the Austronesian migration.
No, you read up,
No, I went to the Ayala Museum. Which is a really good way to learn
Actually,
about that.
It is. That's legit, yeah.
And then the Spanish, and I had a bit of background in that because I lived in Mexico for a while. And
okay.
Yeah, so,
the link there, there's a link there.
There's a big link.
There's a big link, the Manila-Acapulco galleon trade,
Absolutely. So, in some ways, it's the closest similar country, I would say, in terms of culture.
It's like we're like the Mexico of the Far East.
Yes.
Kind of, definitely.
It's not racist, it's not racist.
No, but that is how I describe it, so that people understand it. And the thing is, we all take the time to do that because people don't really know that in the UK. When they come to me and they want to organize a trip, they don't know these sorts of things. They think it's just like the rest of Southeast Asia.
Yes.
And I say it's nothing like the rest of Southeast Asia. The food is different, the culture is different, the people are different. It might look the same in some ways, but it's so I go through this whole process of kind of introducing them to a different idea, you know, and I find that the Philippines really appeals to people who've traveled a lot, who want to do something different, who want to push the envelope a little bit. It's a really good country for that.
Patty, when you started taking people around, how do you tell them how useful English is to your guests?
Well, especially because I also guide Spanish-speaking people from Europe and also from South America. I try to really tell them that safety is not really a problem if you're lost, because you can really speak to anyone in English. Like, it doesn't matter if it's British English, if it's American English. If you need help, there's people in the streets, and then you can really just ask them, quite frankly, anything at all, and they will understand you. And aside from understanding,
is it just a polite yes? Like, people, sometimes the problem here, we just say yes all the time.
Yes,
no?
that's also a big problem.
That's also like,
yes, saving face, you know, even if you don't understand it, but we still yes. But aside from people understanding, people are also naturally helpful, so they'll go the extra mile too.
Definitely, they would never just walk off. They will stop and help every time. Yeah.
I think we like to connect a lot, and sometimes the questions become too nosy. Like like it's too personal sometimes. Like, for example, I wouldn't be surprised if they ask you, where's your girlfriend, where's your wife, where's your children, how many children you have, how much you earn. Have you been asked these questions in English?
Well, I get asked how old I am.
You say,
today I've been asked how old I am like 5 times.
You just say fine, thank you, and you go now. How old are you? I'm fine, thank you. You just walk off.
Yeah, but I mean, they also tell me that apparently to them I look younger.
You do?
Well, I haven't told you how old I am yet.
You're fine, thank you. How old are you? I'm fine, thank you. But I'll make a guess. You are 44 years old.
Okay, well, that's still I'm 51.
Oh.
Yeah.
Still young.
But someone said I was 30 today.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll take it. No?
Yeah, I took it.
I'll take it, yeah.
I had a smile to my ears.
But I think it really is very common amongst Filipinos, especially. We don't find it rude to ask somene's age.
Like it's too.
It's nice. It's endearing.
Don't you find that it's like too much sometimes, because it might be too personal to you? Like,
no, it's nice. It's charming.
It's charming. Okay.
Yeah. I think most visitors would agree.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about accents. So, because we make fun of people who have different accents. No, I think for us, when we pronounce diabetes, we don't pronounce it as diabetes. We pronounce it as
diabetes.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna make a risky term. No, mass starvation.
Oh no. Okay, I can see where this is going. Yeah.
So you see, like, the thing is that, like, because sometimes the accent is too strong, sometimes the word steam becomes stem.
Yeah.
Right.
Because again, you can understand, but sometimes like people make like a big fun of it, but it's a Filipino accent, and like it's very chirpy, and sometimes the pronunciations, sometimes you have to ask them again, say that again slowly, or else I might get lost and I might misinterpret it to something else.
We mix a lot of our vowels and consonants.
Oh, even like the letter F and the letter P, no?
Filipino or Filipino.
Or Filipino. That's somewhere, because we learn English, yes, but sometimes there are things that we cannot just remove. I'm Tagalog, and we do not really have the letter F in our vocabulary, so the letter F becomes the letter P.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how does that work in practice?
practice. Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes I catch myself. Okay, I said the letter F again. Yeah, the letter F. That's why that's the quirkiness behind it. Like maybe,
But that's for Tagalogs, and I'm not
Tagalogs.
Tagalog.
Okay, but like I'll make fun of him because he's not from Tagalog. No? Like he's from the Visayas.
Yeah,
or
I'm from
Cebu.
down south.
So
Right.
they have a strong accent. The letter E becomes really strong.
It becomes an I.
For
Okay.
example,
Philippines.
Pelepens.
Pelepens.
So it's fine,
This is-
but we can understand each other. You
Yeah.
see, we can understand. It's like the accent.
I hadn't noticed that level of detail. I knew about the difference between Tagalog and Visayas.
Yeah.
They're quite different dialects.
But it's like picking on your younger brother. You make fun of that person, and it's like in good nature. Like sometimes like in this day and age, probably people might get like they call you out, but it's like a friendly thing going on because they also have something to say about us too.
Sure.
So tit for tat, no?
Yeah, I one really good example is the word tricycle.
Okay.
So in Cebu,
I know
in
that.
the south, we say tricycle, like how God designed the word. But the Tagalog say tricycle. Tricycle.
No, you also say tricycle.
Tricycle.
Tricycle. Tricycle.
So yeah, you'll know
Circle
where
becomes
that
circle.
person is from based
Circle.
on the.
So yeah, we make fun of that, just like siblings. We make fun of that. But again, we're like family. That's how. Yeah, there's no war. I think. I hope. So yeah, going back though. So just a background though. In my generation, we learned English at a very young age, and it really helped that the pop music. We're talking about Air Supply, very popular Australian group here. They sing in English. We also have like Sesame Street. And also Disney movies.
You're not that old.
I'm fine, thank you. I'm, I listen to these things. I watched also. I consumed a lot of like American comic books also. That's why it's kind of fast. Even the sitcoms really help for me to just catch on. But sometimes, and this is sometimes, whenever I get like confronted with a British passenger, for example, the sense of irony or sarcasm you have to detect because sometimes we are, we cannot. Have you experienced this, buddy?
That's true. The sense of humor is really different.
Yeah. It's different.
Yeah. There's a very calm, dry thing going on. I think with people from the UK, it's like and inside they might be thinking, I just said the funniest thing in the world, but you will have no idea.
Probably it would register like probably a few minutes, and then we will laugh in the later.
Yes, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
But you see,
definitely.
I think like you guys, because our interactions are really with the Americans. In Americans, I think sometimes they also cannot detect sarcasm. Sometimes, not all, but sometimes I notice that with Americans also, they don't detect sarcasm or irony.
Yeah.
But then you guys try your hand at sarcasm for sure.
We do now.
You like to have a go.
Actually, we like to have a go with regards to puns. For example, and again, I read up a lot of things about the way we use. For example, there's a barber shop here called Sylvester Salon. And we also have like a flower shop called like a haberdasher called Elizabeth Tailoring. And there's also a barbershop called Hurry Cutter.
Hurry Cutter.
Oh God, like
in my neighborhood, there's a laundromat called Magna Cum Laundry.
there's also Baywash.
That's good.
So we, like again, the English language, though we've learned a lot from the Americans, we kind of owned it already. We consider this like it's a foreign language, yes, but it's already an extension. Sometimes we measure one's intelligence with their way of using English, and it's unfair, because sometimes like they just sound really nice, but they are not really saying anything. Kind of like our politicians. Yeah.
But I think I learned only yesterday that any formal document in the Philippines is in English, right?
You're correct.
That's right.
For everyone.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yes. So like for example, the birth certificates.
Yeah.
Though we have like Filipino there, but the language of business is really like the contracts is in English because sometimes I prefer, and like again, not to like put down the Filipino language, but for example for technology. I would rather like read my emails or log in to Gmail using the English language than Filipinizing it, because it's just like Why?
Yeah, there are times when you open a Google window and then everything's in Filipino and my head starts to...
see. So that's why we prefer English.
Yes.
Ironic thing, no? It's a foreign language, but we, owned it already because there's Singaporean English, there's Philippine English. So there's the mother tongue. Sorry, Queen's English. You guys.
Yeah, but even that has evolved now. I mean, we're in a different place now. Our language.
How different is now back in the other side of the pond?
In my lifetime, language has changed massively. The English language, and the kind of techno speak and everything that's kind of infiltrated normal language and slang. And what you'll see is, the older generation now incorporating it into normal language. The number of clients I speak to who will say "cool," like when I'm just as a little, when I'm telling them about something. Oh yeah, cool,
awesome.
I'm like, you're older than me, dude.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro.
Well, yeah. I mean, the language, the Queen's English has definitely changed. So.
However, because again, you guys are like the originators of the language. I prefer listening to that. It just it has more power. Like it seems to me when they speak. Like for example, if you watch a documentary and if it's in like the British accent,
that's true.
I would listen to it.
Like even the Americans also are.
They would
fascinated.
Listen, right? Fascinated. Richard Attenborough. Like he uses language. In his,
it just feels
official.
Yeah,
and formal. And credible.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Richard can tell 100 lies and I would believe
him. Yeah. But here, like we use English, but sometimes, because English has become very useful for us, that we use it for our call centers. Like for a time, I was part of this generation, wherein the call center industry was new, and there was a time that people were trained to even copy the accent and use their foreign name to make it appear that they just live a few blocks away from where you live to solve your credit card problems.
So you mean mirroring the accent?
Like we were really copying it already. Like we were trying to like enunciate words, or even like for example in Australia, I think they use the word reckon a lot. I reckon this, I reckon that. No. Because here we don't really use it that much.
Yeah, so they also tend to change a lot of the Spanish-sounding Filipino names. Like Joselito would be Joe, or John.
Oh, speaking of which, because I mentioned this earlier. And
I was surprised.
I told Alex earlier, but if you look for the common name, like the bystander would call like a white person, a white male, is actually Joe. See,
hey Joe.
So maybe when you walk the streets of Manila, they'll call you, "Hey Joe, how are you, Joe? Where are you going, Joe?"
Well, it hasn't happened yet.
Maybe in your travel, they will call you Joe.
I'm gonna put myself out there
because again, and this is not racist though. Whenever we see a white person, regardless if you're Slovenian or Czechoslovakian or Eastern European, as long as you're like Caucasian or white, we call you Americano right away, regardless. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the default because that's our interaction with you guys. That's why. Did you travel alone when you're in the Philippines, and how was it useful for you when you started using English language when on your first trip here, for example?
Well, my first trip here, I wasn't alone.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't come before. I learnt the country through my job, through orderly travel. Because when I was doing my independent traveling, I went to a lot of places, but I didn't get as far as the Philippines. It was definitely on my list. So that was the first time, and I didn't know anything about it. I didn't really know what to expect. And I was massively surprised because I was like, okay, the deal here is like no one knows a lot of this stuff. Everyone knows it's got nice beaches and all of that kind of thing, but it's like the cultural quirks and traditions and history. And
what's the thing that top of mind that you find like really quirky, strange, or what have you? Like what's top of mind that you think that's okay? Like, whoa, this is like different.
I think a lot of the stuff I learned in Taal, about traditional songs. A huge one, country and western music in Banawe. That blew my mind.
Oh yeah,
that was like, everywhere I went, it was playing, and it's like, what is that about? It's like, so this is to explain to anyone who doesn't know. Banawe, the Cordilleras, is one of the most rural, out there areas. Fantastic. I mean, could be my favorite place in the Philippines. The scenery is amazing. It's where the incredible rice terraces are. And some really interesting culture, indigenous culture, the Ifugao people, and all of this. But yeah, everyone listens to country and western up there. It would be playing on the radio. You go into a hotel or a bar or a restaurant. Everyone, and it's like, why? But I guess it's an overhang from the American protectorate.
Yeah, actually, they also play country music when it's time to collect garbage.
Really?
Like if you hear country music playing, the garbage man is there already. Bring out your garbage. That's what I remembered. So yes, that's true.
We hear a lot of in the like bars and restaurants in the Philippines.
Yep.
You hear a lot of Chicago, a lot of the Beatles. But never
country music.
So it's not even popular music.
No, it's really, we like the power ballads, you see. We like the dramatic, melodramatic, like unrequited love. That, like, I love you, but you love someone else, but I'll still love you until the end, or something like that. So we're like that as a people, no? Very sentimental. But the country music thing, yes, I agree. Like even in Baguio, there's a cowboy restaurant there. Yeah, and they wear like cowboy hats, and they, of course, the boots,
the belts.
So I always wanted to see it because they featured it in a documentary, and
Do they do line dancing?
They do.
Really?
But here's the twist. They put like their traditional Ifoga or Cordillera dancing.
Right.
A little bit of that they added to that, so they meshed it. No.
Yeah. Wow. In Sagada, every Christmas, they have a line dancing competition. I was there the last time I was in Sagada. No, I just watched. Thank God, but because the staff in Masfere were very busy practicing their number for the evening.
Oh my God,
it was crazy.
We should know these dates. There'd be people who would want to go and get involved.
For the sake of it, and I'd like to do that just for fun. I mean, that would be fun.
Well, yeah. I mean, where I live in the countryside, in the Cotswolds in England, there are people that there are line dancing clubs. And, So we could have some cross pollination, going on.
We like it, that's why I would oftentimes tell people, there's original and there's authentic, and when it comes to the case of the Philippines, we're not really like the biggest originators, though. We kind of like adapt, we add, but still really, it's authentic, it's us. So that's what I'm trying to say, because sometimes, like people would often dismiss, because we, sometimes even me, I get lost, is it Filipino enough? I was sometimes ask myself, is it really because it's foreign, but we like it and it works? It's something like, how do you say it? Like putting, I'm like putting hot dogs on spaghetti. Okay. For us, that works, no? So for me, it's not original, but it's authentic, it's us. Yeah. Anyway, see?
It's a good example. It's a good example.
Yeah, it works. Though the Italians would kill us, when they learned about, like us putting slices of hot dog on spaghetti. Yeah,
that's true.
You've just given me a good idea for a new meal for my kids.
It will work.
I'm going to try that.
It will work. You'd be surprised.
They're going to love it.
They like the two independently.
Yes.
So put them together.
I can go further. No, like how about you put that and also you put rice on the side.
That's already like God tier Filipino.
God tier Filipino, yeah.
Rice and spaghetti at the same time.
Carbs and carbs,
That's going the extra mile. We would never do that.
Then we'll do like siesta afterwards, like a long one.
Yeah. But it's like it's one or the other. You know, that to our minds, it's like. Yeah,
it's like
it's like you wouldn't put potatoes with spaghetti or something.
Okay, how about this? We have like a flavor of ice cream called cheese ice cream.
Okay,
American cheese.
Cheese. Yeah, we put it there. Yeah,
you mean yellow cheese?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we should take you out then after this podcast. If you see somebody with a sorbetero, an ice cream man, let's ask if he is selling that now, because oftentimes the flavors would be purple yam or ube, cheese. Avocado and mango. Yeah.
And is it sweet?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still like a salty and sweet. The thing about the cheese ice cream.
Okay.
Like a friend from New Zealand, was disgusted when I was like eating it in front of him.
Weak.
Cheese ice cream. Yum.
Have you ever had garlic ice cream?
Oh no.
That is like we have You did.
Yeah.
Where?
I can't remember where it was.
Not in the Philippines.
No,
I hope,
because it was like a high-end restaurant. But that is the thing. Yeah.
So what? You smelled like garlic the whole evening?
Yeah.
But supposedly it has to cleanse the palate, right? If you have ice cream, it's like to neutralize what you had, like a heavy meal, because it's a dessert.
Well, garlic would do that.
Garlic, but you taste like garlic and like you smell like garlic.
Yeah. No, it's pretty different. Yeah, I can't remember where it was, but that is true.
Have you tried something like that?
No,
because here we have
yet.
like chili ice cream.
Yeah, but
chili.
it is
that
sweet.
I can believe.
Yeah.
We've got chili chocolate.
Okay, that's a good mix.
That's a thing.
That's a good mix. Yeah. But we haven't.
Or dried fish and chocolate, the one that.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. We have this thing called. Oh man. Okay. We're talking about food now, Filipino stuff. So we have this thing called champorado. This is like chocolate porridge, rice porridge.
Uh-huh.
And then we put like a very salty herring on top of it.
Okay.
And we mix it it's like a good combination, like the sharp saltiness and the sweetness. For us, that kind of works. And again, we're
Well, we eat spaghetti with rice, so we don't have the moral high ground to judge.
It kind of works.
Garlic ice cream.
You should try it. Well, anyway, someday when we do go around, maybe after this, if we spotted somebody when we do our walk in Poblacion later, we'll show you. Anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
So going back, so English, we've already talked about the accents and also the words. Like, what's one word, you used? I'm trying to see if you're able to misuse a word in the Philippines that you're actually you're using an English word, but the Filipino guy or girl you're talking to turns out to be like a different meaning. Have you experienced something like that?
That's a really tough one. I don't think so. I don't remember sort of being like massively misunderstood. Whilst in the Philippines, it's generally been, it's been normal. I feel very at home speaking here.
Oh, thank you. No.
Yeah.
How about you? Like, since you're like a
Well, nothing really serious, but especially with British clients, they feel uncomfortable whenever they're being called ma'am and sir, and we say that a lot.
We call you
here.
Sir Alex.
Sir.
Whenever we go around, we call you Sir Alex, man. Yeah.
But I've experienced that in other countries as well, and it's nice, it's charming again.
But in the Philippines, what we do, we make it more crazier, and we use ma'am sir.
Gender neutral.
Yeah, gender neutral. Ma'am sir, hi ma'am sir.
So that's a new thing.
So a person would say, ma'am sir, what would you like, ma'am sir?
Okay. Like, you're being careful, no. Well, anyway, it's because it's ma'am / sir. Yeah. So good afternoon, ma'am, sir.
Yeah.
But it became like one word,
Ma'am,
ma'am sir. MAMSER, ma'am sir.
Ma'am sir.
Yeah. So later, and you'll hear that when you go to restaurants when they open the door to you. Good afternoon, ma'am sir. How are you, ma'am sir? Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
So see, it has taken a different form already.
So that's going to be last couple of years that's come in.
Yeah. It's been like a part of the vocabulary, and since gender is already like being more known now, like gender awareness. So ma'am sir is like a safe word already.
Yeah.
If you're not sure about someone, say ma'am sir. Yeah.
I'm going to have to start telling clients,
ma'am sir, hello, ma'am sir. How are you?
What does ma'am sir mean?
But you will sometimes, because our hospitable nature. Sometimes, even though you're already wrong, we'll still accept it because you don't understand and we're okay with it. Like, we let you off the hook because, again, you're a foreigner. That's what I noticed. However, sometimes, and this is where, it gets my goat sometimes, there are people who've lived here already for a long time, and though it's good that we speak English, it would be great if they also learn our language.
Yeah.
No? Like, for example, we have this vlogger guy. His name is Colas, and I think he was like a Mormon missionary.
Yeah, missionary.
So
He's from Canada.
From Canada. So he started learning, Bisaya.
Yes, Bisaya.
Local language. And, one way to capture the hearts of people here, if you start learning their language, they will love you for that. Like, anything that you do, like they see themselves in you. Like you're like one of us already. If that's the case, if you really want to capture the hearts of Filipinos, try to learn our language, and you'll be like, yeah, you're good to go.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've been doing my best.
Yeah. No, I'm asking you to.
I'm still struggling with good morning and good afternoon.
Well, actually, here the good thing, the one tip I would probably give you, like put po in the end. No? So good morning po.
Yeah.
How are you po?
That's how you make it seem more Filipino.
Yeah.
So you speak English and then you say po.
At the end.
I want this po.
Good morning po.
Good morning po.
It's like you're giving somebody respect, and the po, the
It's
po
like
word.
usted in Spanish.
Yeah, po. Hello po.
Okay, so
Try it.
Okay.
It works, yeah. Like saying thank you po.
Yeah.
It goes a long way.
But it's a sign of respect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even you have like a long sentence of English.
Yep.
Then put po in the
And
end.
then you're actually really just speaking English with po, and then they would say, "Oh, you speak Filipino."
Yeah.
Because of the po.
That I can do.
You can
This
do
is brilliant.
Yeah,
I
you can
love
do it.
that.
Like when you go around, like try it. Like once you like tomorrow when you have
Salamat.
breakfast.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
Delicious po.
Delicious
That
po.
I can do. That I
You
can
see
remember.
that po, like they will like
Yeah.
the swallow will crack, because that's like the open sesame.
That's
of
a
ours.
really good tip.
Yeah.
It's a trick. It's a trick.
It's a trick.
Okay.
Because again, when we go to movies, you don't really need subtitles because we kind of get it already.
Yep.
And that's how sometimes though sometimes we don't understand English and we just see what's the action being performed and that's
Yeah.
it. And we try to like read between the lines sometimes. And as a people, we are not really, I think we're more of the feeling type. That's what I noticed, not really the direct type. That's why sometimes we try to size you up and see what your mood would be like, and then start a conversation. Oh, where is this guy right now mentally? Where is he? So that's how we instead of like using English sometimes words are not enough. Sometimes it's just a feeling.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I was with the clients earlier this morning, and the one thing that he hates about Filipinos is we never complain.
Oh, if you only knew, man. If you
We
only knew.
never complain. So
If you only knew.
You're too positive.
yeah, too positive.
Sometimes yun to a fault. No? Like for example, like the recent typhoon. I mean, we still have
We're so romantic about it.
yeah. There's that side to
Like-
like it's good that right, that attitude, but sometimes it's like it's getting to be tiring sometimes. And, no more.
Yeah.
But this was your first meeting with these clients. I mean, I know these clients. I sent them to you, and he's already said that.
Yes, yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
"God damn, you're positive. can't you dial it back a bit?
Yeah.
Too much sometimes.
Yeah,
Too much.
because we're not really confrontational.
We're
Wow.
not. We're not. That's why sometimes we suffer in silence, and sometimes we have this word. No, we call it tampo. And tampo is something like, how do you say that? It's like, it's a little bit of sulking, but it's not. No? Like I like you're my friend, but you didn't really get what I'm feeling. But I still like we have this connection, but you don't know what I'm feeling right now, and you need to ask me again how I'm feeling today. We have that because we're kind of sensitive, no, and that's what also I notice about people in the islands, particularly. That's why it goes extreme, no. Like if you really get mad at them, they would really feel like bad. And if you really are happy with them, they will really warm up. It's extremes. That's what I notice about us.
But that's interesting because I mean, I want to ask you a question. I mean, do you find that English people sometimes can come across rude?
Oh no.
It's depend. It's depend. No? Sometimes.
Because I mean, the thing is,
Sometimes.
we're to coin a phrase, we're not. A lot of us are not backwards in coming forwards. We kind of say
Direct.
what we feel. Yeah, exactly. We're used to being like that in our normal life.
Yeah.
That's how we kind of get things done, and particularly in kind of interactions with people in hospitality, restaurants. Like English people can sometimes be super direct, and do we not find that sometimes they scare people?
I had that experience. Like I took around father and daughter, and they're part of the group adventure series I led. I took them to a seafood restaurant, and all of my group, except for them, were enjoying their meals. And all of a sudden, he blurted out, "Bryan, what are we doing here in this restaurant? This food is not, it's terrible," something like that. So, again, it's not, it's just like one rare instance, but it does happen. Nobody's perfect. I mean, it's not a representation of a country or anything, but yes, it does happen.
Yeah.
So sometimes, it comes with the territory. You're in hospitality, so you get people like that too. But it's very rare. It's very rare.
You're right. You're right. It does come. With
and for example, the guests that we handle, luckily, are people who are well traveled, so they understand. They understand, and actually, instead of getting angry, they try to understand and ask more if they can help. Or sometimes they don't want to bother people. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for us, as we take it to heart hospitality. Like we ask, is there anything we can do for you, because we want it to be an enjoyable time.
For sure. I was in a restaurant just today, and I was literally the first person to order a dish that they just put on the menu for Christmas.
Wow.
And so there was like, when they were serving it, there was a crowd of people kind of watching, staff and other clients, was sort of, what's going on over there? And it was like, they were so proud of what they were presenting to me.
Wow.
And then the feedback, is like, first mouthful, is it okay? It's really good. I love it. Yeah. I mean,
is it really good?
It was really good. It was really good. Yeah. It was really good. It was chicken galliano. It was called,
okay.
And it was full of flavor. It reminded me of something I might have had in Mexico. But it was delicious.
Since you brought up Mexico, how, do you speak Spanish? Because patitas, or you understand?
I learnt it whilst I was traveling in Latin America, for sure. Not fluent, but I was there a long time. I was like 2 years.
Wow, that is long.
Yeah, in Latin America. Yeah.
Well, I think one thing that's really unique also, because aside from us loving karaoke and mimicking the accents, you'll have people who speak really bad English in the South, and then when they sing the Beatles or a Frank Sinatra song, it sounds like it's the original record.
Okay.
Yeah, we do that a lot. We mimic a lot of the accents that we listen on the radio, because we're really, especially my generation, we're exposed to a lot of Disney stuff, also a lot of the
Frozen.
Yeah. So even in mass, like we hear the mass in English, we learn mathematics in English, so everything is really in English. But when it's time to actually speak it, we still find it difficult.
We stumble, no? Like we're grasping for words.
That's true. But I think it also has to, because although we are exposed to a lot of Western media, we're not exposed to a lot of Western people. So when you talk to like to an actual British or an American person whose skin color is different from you,
this guy,
and then even I, for example, I would say I speak really good English, but when I start talking to like an American, I would really get flustered and have.
You doubt yourself.
Yeah.
Like when the moment comes, it escapes you.
Yeah,
it just escapes
and
you.
suddenly I say tricycle. I say.
You're revealing where you're from. Oh, tricycle. But the funny thing, like we put people to shame, but people forget. No?
Yeah,
that's like our second language. I mean,
that's true.
It's okay to pronounce it that way, because that's not our that's not our native language, no?
Yeah.
When they're learning it, no?
But when I speak with my colleagues in Manila, like we try to speak in a very American way.
American.
They'll try to be cool. But when I speak to an actual American, I go back to my Filipino
the accent appears.
Yeah.
Which, for me is like neutral. No?
Yeah.
But you see, what I noticed, and I've noticed it I mean, bear in mind, I came 10 years ago and I've been back a day. Okay, and I've been wandering around Manila, Makati, the hotel, and what I will notice is, say I get into a lift, or I'm navigating the hotel or whatever, the other Filipino clients staying in the hotel will start speaking American English around me, like their conversation will change, and they'll just they want to I want to hear I want him to hear me, I want him to check me out, I want him to kind of grade me or whatever it is.
How good's my English?
I can do this. I can totally do this.
That's true.
But I notice it a lot. But is it your second language?
Like we're owning it already, no? That's why we make jokes already about the diction and even the pronunciation. But one thing that you have to keep in mind is that it's not, it's our adopted language. So it's acceptable to mispronounce. It's acceptable to have grammatical errors because it's not really ours. But we're owning it, but it's not yet,
and it also depends on who you're asking. Like there is really a regionalistic thing in the Philippines. So for example, for us Cebuanos or Bisaya from the south, if we come to Manila, we'd rather speak English than Filipino. So we'd rather die with an English tongue rather than be caught dead speaking Filipino.
You say masturbation, come on, masturbation, come on.
But so we, like, especially Cebuanos,
they're very proud.
They're very proud of their American accent. So they hate it when they have to speak Tagalog or Filipino. Like,
well, just background, Alex, because back in the 1930s, there was like a move to look for like a language that is often used, across the islands, and it was agreed that it's Tagalog, right? So, to cut a long story short, though, they made it like Filipino, but it's based in Tagalog, and it's an evolving language, right?
So it's like a standardized form of Tagalog, so that became Filipino.
And it's also like addition, like it's adding other words from other languages in the Philippines.
Okay.
So it's an evolving thing. Unlike in other Southeast Asian countries, like Bahasa, which is common in
all throughout,
in Malaysia or in Indonesia, they have their own Bahasa. Here, it's Filipino, but it's like an addition. It's like an addition. It's a language that keeps on adding, developing, and it's continuous. That's why there's a little bit of disdain, discomfort about using it, because there are people in the Philippines who are also proud of their language too. So they felt that they weren't consulted. Why are you imposing this language to our lives? Something like that.
Exactly. So it's like Manila colonial. It's another Manila colonial thing. Because, if you dig into the details, there's more Cebuano or Bisaya speakers compared to Tagalog or Filipino. And then suddenly it just became the national language of the Philippines in the 30s. So it was really forced upon upon people, which is why it's like New York versus LA or Barcelona versus Madrid.
Okay.
So we'd rather speak a fake American accent than speak Filipino
or Tagalog.
Yeah.
But is there anyone in the Philippines or any areas or any kind of types of people who might want to prefer to speak English?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like
yes.
UK
Social
English.
climbers.
Yeah. But is that a thing? Sort of like trying to get rid of the American accent and all of that, and come across classic English.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like British English, Queen's English.
Queen's English.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they prefer using that. Listening to the proper English. Proper English.
With my generation, actually there is a phenomenon now, because a lot of the kids are watching Peppa Pig.
Oh man,
okay. So kids are now developing
a British accent
because of these TV shows that they watch on YouTube, which was crazy because from my generation up to the late 90s, all we had was a lot of American TV shows. from cable
Yeah.
TV. So
Yeah.
we didn't have a lot of internet back then. But now they have access to, like, I think Peppa Pig is the biggest
Not
kid
to sound
show.
patronizing, but the English accent has like a grade, a premium grade. If you listen to like the
Yeah.
pronunciation, okay, this man is like a learned person because he
Yes.
has like a proper accent and
I
diction.
even have a tita or an auntie who would show off her daughter. Now, how do you say water, my love? Water.
What water?
So-
Water.
I'm better than you.
My 5-year-old son, he keeps telling me about this kid in his class who pronounces water water.
Water. Yeah.
We used to have this. There was an advert in the 70s. The water in Majorca don't taste quite like it ought. It's a London accent, like Cockney essentially. Yeah, and but there's still this kid like now in my 5-year-old's class who pronounces it like that. And yeah, so the opposite of the Queen's English. Almost,
Yeah.
but that's I'm from London, so like.
Are you like a true blue Londoner or?
I'm West London, so it's the other side to
Interesting.
Cockney. Yeah, Cockney's east.
East.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it used to be that West was kind of considered a bit more posh, a bit more
Yeah.
posh.
It is, yeah.
And Alex
Downton
said
Abbey.
that with a lot of disdain. I'm West London.
Yeah.
West London.
But it's changed now. London's changed now. East London has a lot of it has become gentrified, as they say, and all of these things. So yeah, but I'd have to be with a certain group of people in a certain situation to kind of you would definitely hear my accent. And my language change.
Yeah.
So now in this podcast, are you like tuning?
This is filtered. This is totally filtered English.
So if
This
you're
is-
around with your fellow,
yeah.
Londoners, like
Yeah.
the real
Yeah,
Alex comes out.
exactly right.
Okay, let's throw in like
Well,
10
well-
beers with this guy to see if it's
Exactly.
like,
That's how it's going to happen. That's the only way you're going to. It's not going to come out with this thing in front.
I was like waiting, where's the accent? Like, where is it?
Yeah. No, this is very filtered for sure.
Oh, man. Like with me, like when I was exposed to like the British, English, I at first I really, struggled with it because there's Australian English and there's also Kiwi English. That is different, like the word
Yeah.
dick, they pronounce it as dick, man. I mean, like,
Yeah.
like I heard that, like, it made me look, like, let's go to the deck. What? It goes dick. It's like, what? But like for me, like it's kind of refreshing also to listen to another accent. That's why you develop like an appreciation that the world is really that different. You thought that you already figured it out because American English, it's widely spoken, but it's actually there's a bigger English there that you do not know. And I think British people sometimes speak in code. Like I had to like decode what you guys were like really talking about for a time, and then
Yeah.
until such as that you need like context clues of what they're really talking about. Then okay, they have a problem with their comfort with their restroom. I
Yeah.
gotta fix it.
That's true.
Yeah, because that is.
But have you come across the kind of new generation of English, the new slang that's coming out? There's a lot of social media
Oh man,
reels.
are we talking about like the millennials speak or the Gen Z speak? Like
skibbity.
skibbity.
Yeah.
Do you use this?
You've heard-
Fatty?
No.
Are you the
No. My age is not privy to that kind of.
I know, like I don't know. Even like for example, there's also in Filipino we have like shit, carp. See,
What is carp?
it's like oh man,
fish.
I don't know. It's the carpet, and then oh man, like there's like a long explanation about one simple word, and again, this was where I'm revealing my age in this podcast. You see, that's why I'm really out of touch. That's why I just want like plain English, please. No, plain English.
Yeah.
Tell me what it is because sometimes it's very, very confusing.
Yeah.
We're so used to American English, and I think of my first
Sorry.
exposure to British English was really Harry Potter.
I thought
That
Mr.
was
Bean-
it.
I was gonna say that when you were talking about Peppa Pig, I was thinking, even more
Yeah.
potentially of an influence of kind of real British.
Yeah.
Because you've got a range of accents in.
True.
You know, you've got posh. You've got a bit more kind of down and dirty. You've got some regional accents thrown in there. So yeah, that's a really good education for.
That was my because with the news it's always CNN. We didn't have BBC back then when I was growing up, so my first exposure to like proper English was really Harry Potter, and I was like, what is this accent?
What are they talking about? But to me, like sometimes I notice, like if I watch a period movie, for example, about Rome, they use the British accent, man. And it sounds like official and posh and proper. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know where did they have an agreement?
The picture, but yeah.
But it kind of it kind of makes sense. I don't know. It just feels official,
Yeah. It would be pretty bad if they use like an LA Valley accent in Roman period.
A Valley girl, no? A Valley girl. There are people clamoring to return to the bilingual educational system, which in English and Filipino. Do you think that we should embrace English more, or we should start, like looking back at our languages?
That's a really good question. I would say my personal instinct is to preserve as much the mother tongues, as you call them, the original dialects, and I'm actually really interested in this in my life. I find it really interesting. My mum is from the south of France. She comes from a corner of the south of France that's really near to the border of Italy. So they have their own dialect, Niçois, which is completely unique, a real blend. And I learnt some Niçois words when I was a kid, and even phrases, basic. I mean, nothing crazy, just like little minor insults. Yes, proprio un bel payaso. That's a bit of Niçois. Now,
what does it mean?
Well, you know the word payaso.
It's clown.
Clown, yeah. So it means you are truly a bit of a clown.
A bit of a clown.
But that would mean nothing to most people. You'd have to be from the region to know what I just said, and what those words are, and some of the words some of the swear words that my mother used to use.
Can you teach us later?
I can teach you now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No. I mean, there's just some vai tipica la merde.
I don't merde this shit. No, but
well, yeah. So, but it's a kind of Italianized, like go typique. Type is bloke, person. À la merde,
man of shit.
Of shit, basically, yeah. But they all run together, and all of these sorts of things. So, but I find that really interesting. And these things die. That is the trend for language. And so my natural feeling would be to kind of preserve the real languages. But to put some context on this, because we were talking about this before, you were saying that the what you're talking about is the very regional dialects in all of the Philippines have been brought back into education, into schools.
Yeah, like like in the early years, though, that's what they are using until
because that's what they learn at home.
Yes,
so they're going to learn more being taught in it, which makes sense.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, my feeling is preserve those things.
How about you, Patty? What do you think? Because there's a push to embrace English, and because they're reverting already. That's what I'm seeing. That they feel that it's counterproductive that you're using the mother tongue, but nowadays you have to go with the ways of the world. That you have English as your advantage to become employable.
I think, honestly, in the real world, you will get to speak English. You will get to learn English anyway. So there are more opportunities to be exposed to the English language compared to your mother tongue. So I think it is good that kids start to learn cognitive development, like learning in their mother tongue. Because anyway, when they get to high school, when they get to university, they will be exposed to English with less exposure to mother tongue in an academic way. So, because learning the mother tongue in an academic way is really different from just speaking it and learning it in the house. So, the opportunities to learn the mother tongue is really limited. So putting it in the curriculum really is a way to promote the use of it, and at the same time extend the life of
Sure.
the different mother tongues in the Philippines. Because again, pop culture, songs, when you get to adulthood, you will get to experience these things through the English language. So, and then you'll not have opportunities to learn the mother tongue anymore. I understand the argument that in terms of employability, globalization, English is really the currency. But once you're exposed to these things, you'll get to learn them anyway. But you won't have the opportunity anymore to learn, the nuances of your mother tongue. So I think it should stay.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I will not, dispute that because I also agree with that. No, I hope that the people who are listening to this podcast, are the right people who can influence policy about this. Well, anyway, okay, time to wrap up. So, guys, any last messages about English and to our dear listeners who are English speakers? We're targeting, by the way, English speakers so that they'll be
Really?
encouraged to come here. Yes.
I hadn't noticed.
Yes, that's why we're speaking in Philippine English. You see, that's why.
Come to the Philippines. Everyone speaks English.
Hear that? Patty, what's your main message before we start closing our
Well,
episode?
one of the motivations of travel is really not just to experience beaches, good food. It really is to connect with people. And if you're an only English speaker, you'll get to connect with a lot of people here in the Philippines because not just because we speak really good English, but naturally Filipinos are very curious, very hospitable, and through the language you'll get to know a lot of the stories of the people you meet in the restaurants, in the bars, everywhere. So you'll get to communicate and connect more with people.
Do you know what? That's exactly what I was thinking before we even started this. That was one of the things that made the Philippines different. It is about the connections. Like I said, a lot of people come to me. They've heard about the beaches. They might just want to. That's what they're looking for. And I'm actually sort of saying there's a lot more to the Philippines. It's a really interesting place, and you'll learn a lot from people there. So,
thank you, po. Thank you, po, Alex. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
See, use it now. So use it like tomorrow. Like when somebody opens the door or serves you food.
I'm definitely going to do it at breakfast.
Good morning, po. How are you, po?
I'm going to do it.
So, guys, thank you again for listening. This is Tropik Banter. Bye-bye.